Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 9, entitled as Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam. Sloka 6, Part 2. Yathākāśa-sthito nityaṁ vāyuḥ sarvatra-go mahān tathā sarvāṇi bhūtāni mat-sthānīty upadhāraya. Mahān vāyuḥ, a mighty air or wind, has been taken as an example here to make an important point understandable. Vāyuḥ, air, is mighty, huge, which has a power of moving everywhere, which has a power of destroying many things. That Vāyuḥ appears to be held or supported or has the Akash, the sky, to be its base, its foundation. It appears so. But the fact is, the Akasha is not the foundation, adharam, for the wind. The sky is not an master for the wind. And the sky doesn't have the power to order or control or assign task to the wind. None of these are possible by Akasha, which is clear that the wind, the mighty wind, its base is not sky. So, what is the base of the wind, including the sky? It is Krishna himself. So, Krishna gives that example here to make a point clear that how this is so, like that everything in the creation is true, that they all rest on me. They do not exist individually or independently. But there are people who doesn't understand my power, my nature. They think that I am a special person who's born with special skills because of my previous punya karmas, that is good karmas. I was able to lift the huge Govardhan hill. There are many things that happens in the world by the nature that we saw in the previous session, few of them. It is very hard for one to perceive and understand how this all happens. Science can only tell so much, the modern science. It is by the Supreme Lord, under His supervision, everything happens. The moon does its job, sun, all the planets moves in certain order. It is the Lord who holds everything together. As Krishna said that in the 7th chapter, 7th sloka, matah paratram na anyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sudre manigana iva. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Also, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is said, Etasya va aksharasya prasasane gargi surya chandramaso vidritto tishtataha. Etasya va aksharasya prasasane gargi dva aprativyo vidrito tishtataha. It is by the Supreme Lord's order and supervision the moon, the sun and other planets are moving. It is hard for one to see this. It is not possible by pratyaksha nor by anumanam. Pratyaksha means by seeing through our senses. These things cannot be seen through our senses. Can we make some logical inference? That is called anumanam. That is also not possible. But the Shastras very clearly states, and that's the only way that we can understand these things, which is also confirmed by Krishna. Vedesya sarvair aham eva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. In the 15th chapter, 15th sloka, Krishna says, it is only through Vedas one can understand me. One might ask a question based on what we just said here. If God cannot be understood by pratyaksham and anumanam, one more time, pratyaksha means trying to understand something through our senses, through eyes, nose, ears, so forth, or by making some inference, logical inference, to assume, make an assumption about an object. That is called anumanam. If both these two are not dependable to understand Krishna, to understand the absolute truth, then why in this sloka Krishna takes an example of something which is perceivable by senses and making an inference or a logic through that example? That is, the wind and the sky are perceivable through our senses, and like how the wind and the akash are depending on me as adharam, everything else is depending on me as adharam. He seems to be making an anumanam here. So how is that accepted in the sloka? That's a question. There is always an exceptional rule to accept the pratyaksha pramana and anumana pramanam. Pramana means the witness or evidence. Is when a matter, a subject matter, is already been proven and established. To further understand that subject matter, one can use the pratyaksha or anumanam, but not for something which is new subject. To establish something new, one cannot use pratyaksha pramanam or anumana pramanam. But if something is which is already been established, to strengthen an argument or to strengthen that subject, one can certainly use pratyaksham or anumanam or both. That is why here Krishna is using this metaphor. Krishna is not trying to establish something new, a new concept in this sloka. Rather, in the 4th sloka of this chapter, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina mat-sthānīty sarva bhūtāni nachaham teshu avastitaha. He already established the topic, the subject. Now, all that Krishna is trying to do is to establish that subject with more examples which has already been established. Therefore, there is absolutely no fault for one to use the pratyaksha or anumana pramana in such conditions. And also for common people like us, we cannot understand such subjects without such examples which we are used to. Therefore, for everything, Krishna is Adharam. He is the foundation. Everything is subservient to the Supreme Lord alone. This is confirmed in Taittiriya Upanishad as well. Bishasmat vāta bhavati, bishoditi suryaha, bishasmat agnit chandrascha mrityur dhavati panchamaha. It is out of fear of the Supreme Lord the vāyuḥ blows. It is out of the fear of the Supreme Lord the Surya does its job of sunrise and sunset on time. It is out of fear the Agni, the fire god, does its job. And not only that, for that one personality that everyone fears, that is Mrityu Devata, the Lord of Death, Yama, he is doing his job out of fear of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. If they all fail to do, then they will be jobless. In short, what we understand from this sloka is every being, everything, whether it's sentient or non-sentient, depends on the Supreme Lord. Like how the mighty wind is depending on the Supreme Lord as its Adharam. And all this happens by the will of the Supreme Lord. It is Krishna's will for their existence and their activities. Yathākāśa-sthito nityaṁ vāyuḥ sarvatra-go mahān tathā sarvāṇi bhūtāni mat-sthānīty upadhāraya. Namaste. Hare Krishna.